Now let us look at nested for loop. Now we have students, this is a dictionary. We have students and we have their names and their score. Their score and their subjects are inside a dictionary, a list rather. Now, if I loop on this, if I say for values in students dot values print values. So if I do this, you can see that each element of this dictionary, each of these scores has been taken out. But you can see that inside each of these, there are also other elements. Like this is an element, an element, an element. If I want to have access to each of these elements and I don't want them inside this particular list, what can I do? I can run another for loop. So, and I will say for sub score in the values. So, which means that by the time it iterates on this particular dictionary and bring the first value, I want another for loop to enter inside this and take each of these elements out. So, print sub score. So you can see now that what we are having now is this. For this particular list, we can have its own element out. For this list, we have its own element out. For this list, we have its element out. So we have been able to take these elements out. So assuming I only want the elements, I don't want this one, I can just remove this one here. I'll just run this and you can see everything is out and they are not in the list. But if we look again, we will discover that this is a tuple and tuple is an iterable. So which means I can also loop each of these out. So and then I will come again and say for subject, let me say for subjects or for sub in sub score print sub. So if I run this, you can see now that for each of these combination, it has taken this out. It has taken this out for English and 78, English and 78. So which means that assuming I want all of these inside this out, the mark and like the subject and the score out, without them being inside this tuple, and without them being inside this list. So I want to take this subject and its score out of both the tuple and the list. Then I'm just remove this and run this. You can see now that I have taken them out by running three different for loops. I think you can see how this has worked. However, let's quickly do a particular task, a small task. And what we want to do is that we want to extract all of the scores here, the scores, each of these scores, we want to extract them and put them in a list. We don't want to put the subject, just all the scores alone, like inside each of this list. So let's say score list is equals to empty list. So what I will do is that, so I've said for values in student dot values. So let's print values first. So this is our values. Good. We know that inside each of these values, we now have each of these iterables. We have each of these iterables, each of these loop and co. So what can we do? So let's try and unpack each of these. Let's try and unpack them since there are two individually. Let's unpack them. So we just say that for subject and the score in values. So what you are saying is that by the time you are able to take each value out of here, unpack it based on the principle that I explained earlier. So the first one is the subject and the second of each of them is the score. So, and then we say, since we are only looking at score alone, so we say score list dot append score. So which means that as you are removing both subject and score, only append the score to this score list. So, and then we call our score list. Let's see what you get. So you can see that we have been able to extract all of these individual score into a single list. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a way of combining nested for loop and unpacking inside it to achieve a particular task. You are going to be using a lot of this methodology in the future. Try and practice these things over and over until it becomes a part of you. Thank you very much. We are going to be meeting in the next one.